Zaya is very wise and very strong and very just, she's become this like symbol.
I mean, she's
Are you in awe of her
pretty
every day? Like, how are you navigating that? And I wonder what you tell people, because you seem to be doing such a good job. Your whole family.
well because we lead with like we don't know. We're figuring this out as we go along. But what is not on the table is to make any of our children disposable. Is to our home has to be everyone's sanctuary, because the world is going to be what the world is. But within these walls, this is a sanctuary. So we got to get up to speed. Zaya is so far ahead of us. We have to catch up. And every time we put like a roadblock up,
Like what? What is a roadblock like?
like, oh, well, we're protecting you from this, or we're protecting you from that, or so like something like an example would be we disabled her comments on her Instagram. So unless she follows you and you follow her, you can't leave a comment. Because there was, we know what's out there, from grown-ups, from people who should know better, how they speak of a child,
from people who are public
lives,
platforms,
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, Zaya will be like, well, are you protecting me or are you protecting you? Yep, okay. And if this was a drinking game, and now's the time when you take a drink.
Zaya with a bar.
Yeah, when your kids read you for filth. And we're constantly having to question ourselves and unlearn things and divest from this notion that full assimilation is the only way that people are deserving or are going to have opportunities or success or peace or joy or love. So we have to, we're writing our own, charting our own course.
Yeah.
And we take the lead, of Zaya. People are like, why would you make all of that public? And it's like, we weren't. But Dwayne was doing a documentary about like his last year in his career and whatnot. And it was a lot of footage of Zaya as a little person. And because to show Zaya in present time is to reveal something, and we were, again, are we protecting Zaya or are we protecting us? And Zaya, because a lot of this is happening in the house, she was like, hey, can you make sure they use my name? And we were like, yeah. But you got to understand that if we explain your name, and ask them not to use your dead name. But you got to understand that if we explain your name, and ask them not to use your dead name. But you got to understand that if we explain your name, and ask them not to use your dead name, which is how she refers to her previous name, there's going to be some follow-up questions. And you basically are putting it all out there. So understand what you're asking us. And we had to, walk through it over, step by step of what the worst case scenario of what could happen. And she was like, I want my name. And I want people to respect my name and my pronouns. And we were like, say less, done and done. And, so
I love that.
It really was about her name, just wanting to be addressed in the way that she wants to be addressed, and having people respect that.